Good morning.
You are welcome to this presentation, and as you know, Acting Widget is about expanding its activities to the international context. If I can say, it's about expanding its activities to different countries like China, like India, as well like Vietnam, as well as in France. So as it's about growing internationally, there are different factors, different concepts and terms that should be taken into consideration while conducting its activities in those countries. So one interesting factor that I would like to present to you today is exchange rates. Actually, the exchange rate refers to the price of one nation's currency in terms of another currency. For example, if we are saying that maybe one US dollar is equal to 68.57 Indian rupee, that is its price in Indian currency. So that is like the example of an exchange rate. So you might be thinking of different ways by which interest rates affect international business or global business. So the way it affects the international business or global business is this. When a country is having for example having its currency is having high value than other countries, its exported products are very expensive on the market, which becomes very important to that country, because in that case it imports raw materials as well as other goods used in maybe production, especially when it's working in that place on cheaper prices. So it becomes like an advantage to have the currency of the high value. It helps you, like it helps the business or the country to keep its international trade balance. So thinking of this in the Akime's context, as it's about expanding its activities in different countries like China, like India, like France, although the exchange rates in those countries are lower, I mean the currencies in those countries are low in value compared to the US dollar. So that's an advantage to Acme, because you will be using raw materials in those countries on cheaper prices, and they deliver the products on the market on higher prices, which will help it to make profits. Another factor that I would like to discuss with you is the trade barriers. Actually, the trade barriers refers to the restraints that are imposed by governments on to govern the flow of international goods or services within that country. Most of the times, those barriers include like tariffs, export licenses, import licenses, and maybe like one nation can impose different tariffs on businesses that want to operate in it, in order, for example, to protect the local businesses. So as Acme is about to going internationally, it's possible that maybe in France, in India, in China, it will be exposed to high tariffs in order to protect the local businesses in those countries. So once that happens, it's better to plan accordingly. It's better to think of how will Acme react to different trade barriers that will be exposed to by those different countries. Another barrier that is interesting and worth being discussed about is the imports and exports. Actually, the term exportation refers to selling the goods or services produced in one country, maybe in a foreign country. As Acme will be taking maybe the products produced in USA and take them to France, China, India, that will be exportation. And taking imports into consideration, importation refers to like buying goods from external countries and then bring them into your country. In this case, maybe Acme will be exporting its products in those countries, but it will also need maybe to use raw materials from external countries, which can be counted as its imports. So taking this in terms of global trade or international businesses, when countries see that they are importing many goods from external countries, they try to reduce that in order to keep their trade barriers. This is because when a country is having high imports than exports, it experiences an economic deficit, which is very bad. So in this case, it would maybe employ some strategies to reduce the imports, which can include restricting external businesses from operating in it. So as Acme is about to try to start its activities in such foreign countries, it is likely to face such positions by those governments. For example, if France is willing to reduce its imports so that it would not experience the economic deficit, then it will be the problem for Acme to become successful in that country. So it's critical that it thinks about different strategies that will be used in order to keep working effectively in those countries by reacting positively to different impositions that those governments will try to put in place. So thank you so much. I will highly appreciate your consideration of those concepts once Acme is trying to start its operations in those countries. Thank you.